Greetings all. I wasn't going to do another one, but before I connected to the Lucifer energy, Prime Creator came through, so this is very important to be said. I will go into, all right. Blessings all. I have an idea of where this is going, but anyway, this needs to be heard. Blessings to the possible Yeshua come through also. Let's see how it goes. Yes. I'm on like 5% energy right now. Maybe 5 and maybe less than that. 1%. Or 0. Much love. Greetings to you all. I am the Prime Creator. Love to you, humanity. You are the best. Before I go into this subject matter, I want to say a couple of things. First, I believe I mentioned this earlier, but I'm going to do it again. Answer this question. Why do I allow murder on your earth? Your earth, your humanity allows murder. You have the choice not to murder everyone or each other. You understand. You have the choice. Who am I to put borders around each other and tell you what to do and what not to do? This is for you. You have. This is what makes this incarnation so uneasy. Because you are allowed to do whatever you want. The negativity here is around a 90% around your earth. Not always, but much. It is thick here, yes. It does not have to be. Your humanity, your media, your propaganda machine on your earth reports murder and then wishes for more so they can report on it. Do you see how this works? I have to say that your media is no different than the ones that are bringing these, causing murder. Because the one propagandists are actually promoting murder, as you see on your earth. But it is for a healing phase, a reflection of yourselves, a soul growth also. A service to self, yes. But I am not judging. Some of you judge each other. It's best not to do that. I say come together and you all go. You all do not do that. You do the opposite. It is up to you to fix your earth. Many don't want it fixed. They want it the way it is because they're making money off of it. Do you see that? And your governments are a shame. Yes, a shameful existence on your planet, but they are orchestrating what the people want. What do you want? You want more peace? Then send that out, that vibration of peace. Many do, and blessings to you all. I feel your love. But those out there that want violence, bring it about to all of you. But as for all, to those of love, you now have more love to send out. And now you know where to send it to. More need to do this. If the rest of your world, or most of the majority of your world, send love to places where there's negativity, send it. Instead of praying and then some do not do that. They just want to be able to pay their taxes, which is fine. But you understand there's much more to it. Much more with sending love to everyone, to bring peace to humanity. You will have your peace. And your violence will be in the minority. Excuse me. But it takes a great effort. Some are fearful of doing that. Sending out love, many do not know how to. It's not hard. Not hard at all. And some wish to be miserable, as you can see in your films, in your music, in your media. Being miserable is a lifestyle for many. That is either way. Into this topic that is much essential for your soul growth is for those who do not learn. Those that bring violence usually reincarnate to do it again. But not always. Some that bring violence unto others and then perish, reincarnate again, are usually, not always, but end up being the victims of other people's violence. Yin and yang, but not always. It's only because that individual chooses to go through that. But lessons not learned. There are many souls that are very young here on this planet, have not learned after 10, 20 lifetimes on this world of how to love themselves or love everyone else around them. They'd rather live in confusion and mourning than to ever reflect within. Some of this has been said here and there. But it does get frustrating in the angelic worlds, the other side, whichever you want to call it, paradise, whatever. It is frustrating to us and frustrating to many of you here. That many who choose never to learn at all and constantly reincarnate and constantly choose not to improve themselves. One example, which is kind of deadly to many, is not letting go of a lost love. It is constantly holding on to it. When the person holding on to this lost love has not loved themselves at all, has no reason to. It's an empty vessel. An empty vessel. This is why dating at a young age is sometimes dangerous on your earth. Because many have not loved themselves at all and not have any reason to do so. And you could say they turn into a stick in the mud for others to deal with. Because they stay in this ruin of themselves for such a long time. Eventually they get off their feet. A lifetime, sometimes never. They continue the same cycle over and over again, all because they refuse to love themselves. That is mostly the main culprit. To have lifetime after lifetime refusing to care about oneself. And usually this is younger souls that feel like they can come into this earth, have all this negativity, learn very fast, and get out of here quickly. Have a very difficult lifetime and leave fast. Say, look what I accomplished. But when they leave, they say, I didn't accomplish anything. Yes, I went through much negativity. I did survive it. But I still not know who I am. And I choose not to ever know that, at least in this earth reincarnation. And that is one of the main incarnations of this world, is self-love, finding yourself, enjoying who you are in a negative environment. It's easy to do it in a positive environment. Try doing it in a negative environment where you smell, where you have to cut your hair every once in a while. When you're at your worst points, when you are a decayed mess, as some say on their planet, being human is not easy. It never is intended to be easy. But so many refuse to reflect on themselves. Love the soul within, not worry about the outside. Yes, it is nice to see that. Yes, love that, of course. Do not forget who you are within. It's easy to steer away from that. It is a difficult lesson. As I said, it takes several lifetimes to achieve self-love for many. Not all, but many. As I said, it's usually the younger souls that choose. There are different types of ways of incarnated on this planet. Some choose to have several lifetimes here, was to give you a number of 100. But their lessons are not overbearing. They are mildly difficult, but you'll survive. You'll have your job, you'll have something, or you'll live a short life. Either way, you won't be able to survive the lifetime. Most lifetimes don't live very long in your past. But you gradually, you have time to yourself. You have time. You don't have the many stresses around you. You do, but you don't. And you can grow slowly, reflecting within slowly. You can take your time. Then there's younger souls that come into this world and want to get in here, learn fast, and get out. It does not work that way. They come in here, we tell them how to do this. They come here through all this negativity around them. They can handle it. They can't handle anything. And they learn nothing. They learn some. But usually they end up in a suicide or self-decay, which is nothing to be proud of. But either way, it is an unfulfilled lifetime. So they reincarnate again and still gather all this negativity. They jam it all in, whatever they can get for the negativity of that age, that time, that timeline, and still. They learn a few things, yes, but they live most of their lives depressed and wishing to leave. Now, there are souls that can add much negativity around them and somehow survive, but this is a rare breed. And they're not always old souls. They just know how to handle, they place negativity in the right places where they can handle much and even achieve self-love. These are more Arcturian souls, but there's many different souls that can do this. Even the canine races are very successful in a human incarnation with much negativity. But it's the way you set up your lifetime. As I said, they put negativity here, 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 but many on your world come into this. Many younger souls, they just gobble it all on. They just throw it on like you would throw hot fudge on a sundae. You see some of them in your prisons. They're everywhere. They usually listen to low vibrational music, mostly, and feel sorry for themselves for most of their lives. Say, oh, look, I accomplished so much. I'm ready to jump off a cliff. They know who they are. Not to judge. It is just some of them do walk around with some ignorant arrogance to some degree that they've been through all this, but yes, they're walking time bombs in a certain degree. They just put on way too much darkness around them. They are, yes, slow learners to a certain degree. They choose not to reflect within because they're so busy beyond the outside. Friends, music. I am speaking of your current timeline. Being extra social, being very social, putting on this mirage in front of your friends, and then going home and being a total wreck. Or there are some that put their total wreckness in front of everyone and beg for help, but no one knows how to help them because they do not understand, which is understandable. Because self-love is a difficult one to diagnose on your planet. Even your psychiatrist, some do, many don't. They'd rather give you a pill because they don't even know what that means. They might be living it, but they don't know how to express it in words, which is understandable because of the education system here. Depends on the psychiatrist. Many are very spiritually connected, and many are not. Many are just looking for a paycheck as you see on your planet. That drives much in your world, your paychecks. But as for what this means, how can you help these individuals? To pray for them, to not feel sorry for them. But I would suggest, if they're putting much negativity around you, is to leave them and let them go. If you're around many individuals who do not respect themselves or anyone around them, to leave them. Hit the eject button. Yes, it might be difficult, it might hurt, but it's for the best for you. Especially as many with much arrogance, as many do, in this younger soul arrogance. Not all are like this, but some are most difficult. They shower themselves with negativity and call it a lifestyle. But they're the most lost individuals on this planet. It is not for you to babysit them. Release them. Yes, they might be entertaining, but entertaining you with darkness isn't always a reality worth experiencing. But that is up to you. You have whatever you want. But when they show darkness as entertainment, it's up to you to make that decision if this is the lifestyle you want to be a part of. But they are very jealous usually of others as they watch themselves go into decay. Smoking, drinking, etc. Pray for them. But also get away from them. They do not need you there as their babysitter. Blessings to you. This message might be cryptic in some regard, but maybe not. There is this is a much information in this that many will not be able to relate to. So it's only for certain individuals. But for the most part, it is much needed for your soul growth. Where do you want to be? For these that run around in negativity, they wear it like a hat, a lifestyle. That is fine, but it shows you much about where they are spiritually and how they have a long ways to go. At least for them, they are high on a mountain. Maybe better than everyone, which is fine. But for those that wish to have positivity around you, follow your direction and not worry about them. And some will fight you off, try to get you back, call you names. That is fine. It's just a reflection of themselves. Which one's you all? Blessings.